unnecessarily, and advising people when they are doing something evil. Not committing sin, this includes every kind of thing, every, whether that is a statement or action which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not permit, comes under this heading. No rafath, which means no sexual relations. This, the scholars, they said that this should include even the gesture or the sight, and of course we are talking about the lawful sexual relation, not the unlawful. Unlawful is a major haram, and that I'll talk about later, inshallah. The second prohibition is that they should not remove any hair, and that includes the hair of the body and the head both. This is a prohibition based on the ayah of Quran where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَلَا تَحْلِقُوا رُؤُوسَكُمْ, that do not shave your heads. Third is they are not allowed to cut or trim any of their nail. This is because the nail comes under the same ruling as the hair. Fourth is no applying of the perfume. It's forbidden that once a person makes the niyyah, enters the state of ihram, then it is not allowed for him to apply any perfume, whether to the body or the clothes or the food or the oil he puts in the hair. Anything that he does, it is not permissible. They should not hunt. This, of course, is not applicable for these days, but chasing the game or hunting, this is not permissible. Number 6, that they should not enter into marriage or a marriage proposal for themselves or for anyone else. It is not permissible for a muhrim, the one who is in ihram, that he does these things. And the 7th is that it is not allowed to wear gloves, both for men and women. Of course, for women is specifically mentioned, but this is under the general ruling that the men are also not allowed. The gloves are not allowed. Socks is different. Women are allowed, but the men are not allowed, and we'll see the reason for that. Prohibitions which are specific to men are 2. Number 1 is that they are not allowed to wear they're not allowed to cover their head with like something like a cap or a hood or a turban. However, to shade the oneself using an umbrella or the roof of the car or the roof of the tent, these don't come under the same heading. Even if a person has to carry something because of a necessity on his head, then that doesn't come under the same ruling. The second is that they should not wear any clothes which are sewn in the shape of their body or body parts. This is why the turbans, the caps, the shirt, the trouser, the socks, nothing of these is permissible. So what should they wear? This is because they cannot wear anything sewn. So what should they wear is this, that their garment consists of, what they wear is 3 things. What is called rida, which is the top garment, a sheet wrapped around on the top part of the body. What is called izar, which is a sheet wrapped around at the lower part of the body. And of course the shoes. And this is based on the words of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that he said that a muhrim should enter ihram wearing izar, rida and na'lan, the shoes. So what protects the foot from the earth is the slipper like this, or shoes like this, or the shoes like this, or sandals like this. And of course these are the middle ones are the best one because they are comfortable, they are protective, have good grip, they are waterproof, and you have to make wudu during the Hajj many times. So this is the best footwear. There is a nonsense misconcept that no sewing is allowed. There is no such thing as sewing is forbidden. Rather, what is forbidden is wearing something which is shaped in the body of the body or body parts. So gloves, socks, trousers, shirts, these are the things which are not permitted. Nothing to do with the sewing. Even if somebody joins material with buttons and make it in the shape of the body, then that will not be permissible. Prohibition for the women. Again, there are two prohibitions for the women, that the women, they should not wear niqab. This is because of the words of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He said, وَلَا تَنْتَقِبُ الْمَرْأَةُ الْمَحْرِمَةِ وَلَا تَلْبَسْ الْقُفَّازَيْنِ, which is the gloves, that a woman who enters ihram should not wear the niqab, and she should not wear the gloves. And the issue about that, it is the sunnah for the women, when they encounter non-mahram men, that they drop the head cover lower to hide their face from the stranger non-mahram men. If it is difficult, a woman can wear niqab and pay the fidya afterwards. Maybe inshallah I'll discuss this issue later on. And this is based on the hadith of Aisha radiallahu anha, that she said that when we would come across the riders, we will lower the head cover, and when they will pass by, then we would uncover our faces. These are the main things which I wanted to discuss, although there is a lot of detail behind these, but this program is probably not the place for too much detail. Having entered the ihram, observing all its manners, sunan, and its prohibition, one continues doing the talbiyah until one reaches Makkah to start the rites of the Umrah and the Hajj, and that would be the next issue, that we see how the tawaf is performed. We are approaching a short break now. Inshallah, I'll describe the tawaf after we return from the break. Until then, wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back. So inshallah, we continue where we left, that having entered Makkah, one approaches to perform the Umrah, or if a person is doing the Hajj of Ifrad or Qiran, then what we call the arrival tawaf, simply tawaf, not the whole Umrah, but just the arrival tawaf, which is called tawaf al-Qudum. In either case, you go and perform the tawaf, and one should go and clean himself, take a shower, etc., and refresh himself, and then go to do the Umrah. Before we describe the tawaf, I want you to familiarize yourself with this map. Is the map of the Makkah, and the boundary which you are seeing, all this is the boundary of Makkah. This is what makes it a sanctuary. Anything within this boundary is the sanctuary. It's a sacred land. It is sacred by the words of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when he said, this is what is reported by Abdullah ibn Abbas radiallahu anhu, that he said that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that the Makkah is a sanctuary. In fact, the Medina is also, because the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam made that also sacred land. So cutting any tree, picking up anything, lost item, or chasing the game is not permitted in that area, except of course cutting what is called idqir, which is a kind of grass which people used to use in their houses and in the goldsmith. So the Prophet ﷺ allowed that. It is also very serious, as I said earlier, doing something unlawful in that area, the haram of Makkah, is a major sin, because of the hadith reported from Abdullah ibn Umar radiallahu anhu, Abdullah ibn Abbas radiallahu anhu, that he said that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that abghadun nasu ila Allah salata, that the three are the most hated people in the sight of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He said, the one mulhidun fil haram, the one who deviates in the haram, the one who disobeys Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, does evil action in that precinct. وَمُبْدَقِ سُنَّةَ الْجَاهِلِيَّةِ فِي الْإِسْلَامِ, the one who seeks the sunnah, tradition of Jahiliyyah through Islam, meaning what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made haram, what is haram in Islam, what a person used to do in the Jahiliyyah. So he is drinking of wine, he is gambling, he is dealing in interest, he converts that into Islam. So Islamic wine or Islamic riba, Islamic gambling, if a person seeks in this way twisting the ruling, then this is what is one of those. The third is a muttalib dam imri liyuhriqa dama بغير حق يهرق دمه. The one who seeks the blood of a person, shedding the blood of a person without just for sake of shedding the blood. So these three are the most hated, and one of them, of course, mulhidun fil haram, the one who deviates in the sacred boundary of Makkah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Surah Al-Hajj about the one who same person whom Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam mentioned in his hadith, وَمَنْ يُرِدْ فِيهِ بِالْحَادٍ بِذُلْمٍ نُذِقْهُ مِنْ عَذَابٍ أَلِيمٍ. That the one who would deviate, who would be inclined to evil action in there, meaning in Makkah, then we will taste him a painful punishment. So this is the basis of the sacredness of this area. If you see, this is the area where Masjid al-Haram is, exactly where I have marked. You would see that that's where Masjid al-Haram is, and so inshallah you need to remember, and it is in the same kind of orientation. Entering Masjid al-Haram, there is recommendation that one should enter Masjid al-Haram through Bab al-Salam or Bab Bani Sheba, or some people say Bab Umrah if you are performing Umrah. But these are all recommendations. This is Sunnah, it's not obligatory. You can enter any of the doors, but if you are close to these, then it is a Sunnah to, it is preferable to enter from these. Having entered, when you enter the Masjid al-Haram, it is important to enter with putting your right foot in, and also making the dua which is known from Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Various words reported from the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The collection, one of the collection is what you are seeing here. Bismillah wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulillah. Allahumma ighfir li dunubi wa aftah li abwabi rahmatik. A'udhu billahi al-azim wa bi wajhi al-karim wa sultanihi al-qadim min ash-shaytani rajim. And that's the translation you would see on the screen. Inshallah, all these supplications are available in one document from my website. So if anybody needs, they can copy from there. Okay, so Masjid al-Haram, I want to give you a little bit of orientation of Masjid al-Haram. This is a very old picture, but it will give you some idea where the structures are. What you are seeing, this corner which I have just now marked, is where Hajr Aswad is. You can see it popping out from there, okay, and goes back. This is the Maqam Ibrahim. You see that coming out from there. And this semicircular wall which you are seeing here, a small wall, this is what is called Hatim. This is important because I'll explain the importance later. Okay, these are the three structures. This thing which you are seeing here is no more there. This is the Zamzam enclosure which used to be there, but they have closed and leveled that. Okay, so inshallah this should be sufficient. What we intend now is to explain the tawaf, and I'll explain all that through the graphics. So it's very important to focus and understand that. The tawaf, when a person enters Masjid al-Haram, the first thing he should do is to approach the Hajr Aswad, stop the talbiyah and start the tawaf. Except if the obligatory prayer is about to begin or Salatul Janaza is about to start, then these things take precedence. Otherwise, you don't do any sunnah or naflat or tahiyatul masjid. You start the tawaf. This is the important thing to realize. Second is that it is not permissible to push and shove in Masjid al-Haram, especially for approaching the Hajr Aswad. Many foolish people, they think that this is the most important thing they have to do, and even if they have to push and hurt or harm somebody, they would do that. This is not allowed.